Another beautiful day in the Hawaii state capital as you look at Pearl Harbor, Honolulu, and hard by Pearl Harbor, Aloha Stadium, erected in 1975, and now for the 22nd consecutive season, the host site of the annual AFC NFC Pro Bowl game. I'm Al Michaels, and welcome to Honolulu for the Pro Bowl. You know, things are changing at warp speed in the National Football League these days. Last season, the Rams came out of nowhere to win the Super Bowl. This season, the Ravens came out of nowhere to win the Super Bowl. And a lot of players are coming out of nowhere very quickly to get to the Pro Bowl. Almost half of the players we'll see in today's game are making their first ever Pro Bowl appearance, including a fellow who in 1995, playing quarterback for Central Florida, played in this stadium against the University of Hawaii. One Daunte Culpeper, who in his first season as a starter in Minnesota played well enough to be voted the NFC starter in this game. Culpeper and all the rest in action today. Dan Fouts, Hall of Famer, six-time Pro Bowler. One thing we noticed in this game in the recent past, a lot of high-scoring games last year. In fact, 51-31 NFC.
Well, we could have another one, Al, because 42 newcomers means an exciting and unpredictable game. These young guys want to prove they belong lining up to the best in the NFL, and they'll give that extra effort today. Plus, the rules will favor offense, particularly the passing game. So look for the quarterbacks to have a big day, maybe, because in the history of the Pro Bowl, there have been more interceptions thrown than touchdown passes. How do I know that? I hold the record for most interceptions in the Pro Bowl. Aloha nui.
One of many. Aloha nui to you, and a beautiful shirt.
Thank you.
Excuse me, Mr. Fouts and I, aloha. We have a reservation for 2 at 8.
I hear the ahi's good tonight. Excuse me for dressing up for my job. Where are you guys going? A Gallagher concert? Nice to be here in Hawaii, folks. I got in yesterday. I spent last night hidden behind a rock watching Burt Lancaster and Deborah Carr make out on the beach. Hope you all enjoyed the Super Bowl. I thought it was a pretty decent game. Nice to see a defense that great like Baltimore. Reminded me of my old Steelers. And I thought the intercity bet was interesting. New York had won. Mayor Rudy Giuliani would have received a case of crab cakes. And since Baltimore won, Hillary and her husband got to pardon Mark Rich without consulting the Justice Department. Just a fun bet. $700,000 a year. A lot for real estate, Billy. You're a fan now.
By the way, congratulations on your pardon for next season.
What is it?
And you don't have to return my gifts either. You don't have to pay for them. All right, down on the field, per usual. First off, let's start with Eric Dickerson, ED.
Thank you, Al. Jessie Armstead, you played in 4 Pro Bowls. Also, you played in the Super Bowl this year. It was a big play in the Super Bowl. You had an interception. It was called back. How did that change that game?
I think that was real critical. The game was 7-0. They would have tied the game up 7-7. It's a different ball game. And when they called that back, it took a lot out of our team.
Okay, thank you very much. Have a good time.
All right.
Over to Melissa on the AFC side.
All right, Eric. Rod Woodson, fresh off his first Super Bowl victory. Congratulations to you. You and your teammates have been very vocal about the fact that the defense is the best ever in the NFL. Given that, were you surprised that your defensive coordinator, Marvin Lewis, didn't get a head coaching job?
Yeah, I don't know what happened with that situation. I think it's their loss. It's the Baltimore Ravens game. They get to keep a great coordinator. And when you keep people around like that, you know, you can get some good things to happen.
Well, it's a bonus for you, right?
Most definitely. We're selfish, so it's good to see him back.
All right, have fun today.
Thank you.
Back to you, Al.
Okay, thank you, Melissa. And among the other things we're going to have the opportunity to do today, we're going to go down this great lineup right now. The Hall of Famers, the new Hall of Famers, all 7, who last week were announced as the newest enshrinees, and they will be enshrined. There is Lynch Swan, of course. All 7 are here today, and we'll have an opportunity to visit with each of them as we proceed. Martin Gramatica will be kicking off as the NFC in the white jerseys and blue pants. The players are wearing their own helmets, so there's Gramatica in the pewter and red of the Tampa Bay Bucks. One other change, though, this year, the guys are all wearing the same numbers they wear during the regular season. So that means, for instance, we have 3 80s on the NFC. Steven Alexander, Cris Carter, and Desmond Howard. Good luck to me.
Well, they also have their designation from their team and a little logo, as you can see on Gramatica there, the Buccaneers.
And they're allowed to pick whatever name they want on the back of the shirt. So Gramatica's chosen He Hate.
Gramatica's kick. 3 yards deep into the end zone. Derrick Mason of the Tennessee Titans, the run back specialist for the AFC, gets taken down at the 13. Derrick Brooks makes the hit, the Tampa Bay linebacker. And now for the AFC, Rich Gannon will come in and begin things at quarterback, coming off his great season with the Raiders. 13 years in the league, his second Pro Bowl. Edgerrin James has been in the league 2 years, his second Pro Bowl. Richie Anderson, 8 years in the league, his first appearance here. Marvin Harrison, Peyton Manning's favorite target at one wideout spot. Eric Moulds of the Bills at the other. And Tony Gonzalez of Kansas City is the tight end. From the 13-yard line on first down, the pass is caught by Eric Moulds, and Moulds slips away from Champ Bailey for the moment, picks up an extra couple up to the 22-yard line. The offensive line, Jonathan Ogden, he'll be fitted for his Super Bowl ring pretty shortly. Brad Hopkins of the Tennessee Titans, they are the tackles. And Reuben Brown of the Buffalo Bills makes his 5th Pro Bowl appearance. Steve Wisniewski of the Raiders, they are the guards. And Kevin Mawai, who was born in Georgia, grew up in Louisiana, but whose father is a native Hawaiian, is the center. Jon Gruden and the Oakland coaching staff running the things along the AFC sideline. The coaching staffs are determined by the teams that lose the conference championships games. Dennis Green and the Viking staff on the other side, as the pass is caught here by Marvin Harrison, and that's a first down up to the 26-yard line. Hugh Douglas, as we look at the defensive lineup for the NFC, Joe Johnson of the New Orleans Saints along the front four, along with the great Warren Sapp, 16.5 sacks, and Leroy Glover makes it 2 Saints along that defensive front. Derrick Brooks of the Buccaneers in his 4th Pro Bowl. Jeremiah Trotter of the Eagles, and Jessie Armstead, to whom Eric just spoke, of the Giants, are the starting linebackers. From the 26-yard line now, Gannon over the middle, throws, caught. Tony Gonzalez, the Kansas City tight end, breaking tackles, swinging to the outside, and finally brought down by Darren Sharper at the 36-yard line after a 38-yard gain.
Well, we've seen how much the passing game means to Jon Gruden and Rich Gannon. Three straight passing plays, and this time you're going to find the tight end right down the middle, as the American Conference goes with 2 tight ends. Not bad having this man, Tony Gonzalez, on one side and Frank Wycheck on the other. Good start for the AFC.
You know, Gruden took a much more relaxed approach this week. He was sleeping 3.5 hours a night. Because, you know, it's just an all-star.
Told us he was getting up and he was jogging at 4:30 in the morning. This is Edgerrin James now picking up 5, taking it to the 31-yard line. Here is the NFC secondary. You've got Champ Bailey, 2nd year in the league, and he comes to the Pro Bowl. Troy Vincent of the Eagles on the other side. Philadelphia, a very good year and well represented here. John Lynch of the Tampa Bay Bucks is the strong safety. And the free safety is Darren Sharper of the Green Bay Packers. 2nd down 5 from the 31-yard line, opening stages of the Pro Bowl. Swings it out, caught 30-yard line. That's Richie Anderson of the Jets, who catches a lot of passes during the regular season, taken down by Derrick Brooks at the 28-yard line. In fact, he had 88 receptions, did Anderson, for the Jets this year.
Dan, let me ask you a question. You participate in this a lot, hold a lot of the records. What is there like an unspoken code between the players to make sure nobody gets hurt? I mean, is this...
Well, it's kind of hard to have that because there is some money on the line, and there's pride on the line, and you're also knocking heads. So if you take it easy on one guy, he may not take it easy on you, though.
But nobody's going low on anybody.
No, you'll see everybody staying pretty high. Very probably not a lot of big shots from the secondary coming in either.
That's Edgerrin James on 3rd and 1. Occasionally, though, something will happen in the trenches, as was the case a couple of years ago when there was actually a fight that went from the field under the stands to the tunnel leading to the dressing room between Kevin Gogan and Neil Smith.
And, you know, if you're carrying baggage into this game from the regular season or from your career against a certain player, bad blood is bad blood. It doesn't matter if it's a preseason game or a regular season, a playoff game, or a Pro Bowl game. That bad blood will surface.
Well, nobody's going to second guess going for 4th and 1 in a Pro Bowl game, and so they go for it on 4th and 1 from the 26-yard line. And they give it to the fullback. The first guy through is Richie Anderson. So he catches a pass, and then on a carry here, picks up the first down. Speaking of that Gogan Smith situation. They were going at it along the line, and there was Neil Smith with a club move over the top. He and Gogan both got thrown out of the game, but that wasn't the end of it.
Gogan was trying to follow Neil Smith into the AFC locker room.
Well, could Smith have come any more from behind than he did?
Looked a lot like Marcus Camby.
From the 23, stepping up is Gannon to hit Edgerrin James. James to the 9-yard line and a first down. So Edgerrin James, who has been in the league 2 years and has 2 rushing titles, makes it first down and goal for the AFC.
And Rich Gannon is playing with a 3rd-degree separated left shoulder. He got clearance to play because he passed the test from the Raider doctors, and Gruden is here as his coach. He'll make sure that he doesn't get hurt, but he's off to a great start. Looked like one of the NFC guys got away with a face mask on that play. But 5 for 5 now for Rich Gannon on this drive. We will see a lot of Peyton Manning probably after this drive for the AFC.
Well, for older guys like Gannon and Marion, you know they're going to show up for this. This is, you know, gravy, but they might not expect that late in their career.
Yep.
First and goal. Gannon pump fakes, then throws, juggled, caught, Gonzalez, touchdown.
And that's where Tony Gonzalez does his best work, is in the red area. And that was as good a catch as you'll ever see. Gannon kind of flicked it behind Gonzalez. He had to bobble it to himself and then made the catch and got the dunk as well.
You know, I smelled a defensive struggle today. Quite frankly, I'm shocked they marched right down the field like that.
Watch Gannon right off the shoulder. A little pump fake. That got time to get Gonzalez to the back of the end zone. Now the one-handed bobble and the two-handed grab.
Who's 47? John Lynch for the NFC? You know he's having trouble with the aesthetic of this game. There's only one reason he wants to play football, is to atomize people.
Extra point is good, and Gannon gets reacquainted with his old buddy Gonzalez. Remember, they played together in Gonzalez's first 2 seasons in Kansas City. 7-0 AFC.
Talking to me hardly.
Our presentation of the Pro Bowl game is being brought to you by Cadillac, the fusion of design and technology. Charles Schwab, a proud sponsor of ABC and ESPN football. And Budweiser, with a crisp, clean, refreshing taste you'll find in no other beer.
Tiny bubble in the wine. Is Don Ho still alive?
He's still alive. Saw him last year, in fact.
Denduho.
What's that?
Denduho.
Very nice.
Ho, ho, ho. Tony Gonzalez scoring the touchdown 5 minutes and 22 seconds into the game. Gannon on that drive was 6 out of 6. Now Matt Stover of the Baltimore Ravens to kick it away. It's a line drive, one hopper, bobbled, picked up at the 23-yard line by Mike Alstott. So at least you have a guy coming up with the football who's used to carrying the ball. The Tampa fullback brings it back out to the 40-yard line. Now let's take a look at this NFC starting group. Daunte Culpeper, second year with the Vikings, didn't play at all in that opening year, and then played well enough to be the starter here. Charlie Garner, bothered by a hamstring pull. We'll keep an eye on him. And then there's Alstott in the backfield as the fullback. Cris Carter outside, 8th Pro Bowl for the great one. Terrel Owens coming off a breakout season in San Francisco, and the tight end from the Philadelphia Eagles, Chad Lewis. Culpeper on first down, throws and finds a familiar pair of hands. His buddy Cris Carter making the catch at the 47-yard line. The guys who lead the way up front, Orlando Pace a few years back was the #1 overall pick in the draft. William Roaf of the Saints is the other tackle. The guards are Randall McDaniel, the longtime Viking, now with the Bucks, and Larry Allen of the Dallas Cowboys. And the center is another longtime Viking, now with the Bucks, Jeff Christy. So McDaniel and Christy each leave Minnesota to go to Tampa Bay this season, but wind up being coached in the final game of the year by their old coach Dennis Green and the Viking staff.
Offensive line coach Mike Tice.
2nd and 3, and Culpeper throwing off his back foot and throws that one almost into the stands, intended for Charlie Garner, who's double covered on the play. Defensive line and linebackers now. From the Dolphins, we see Jason Taylor making his initial Pro Bowl appearance, and on the other side his buddy Trace Armstrong, 13 years in the league, first time he has been to the All-Star game. Trevor Pryce inside, along with Sam Adams of the world champion Ravens, and Mo Lewis of the Jets, At outside linebacker, Ray Lewis coming off his MVP performance in the Super Bowl, the middle linebacker, and Junior Seau, the San Diego Chargers, in Hawaii now for the 10th time.
I think Sam Adams is the key pickup over there for the Ravens this year. Kept a lot more people off Lewis than even Saragusa could.
3rd down and 4.
Oh, there's a hole.
Well, there should be a hole, but they're not going to call it. It is Terrel Owens, who was covered by Sam Madison, covered and then some, but there's no flag.
I think the refs got that 4:30 flight, I'm thinking.
Let's take a look at it. Here's Owens. Here's Madison. Ball is on the way. It looked like Owens was confused on the play. Almost looked like he was breaking down to try to block Madison, as if he was anticipating a running play.
Good non-call, as the saying goes. Scott Player to punt. He's the only Arizona Cardinal in the game. He'll kick with Derrick Mason back to receive it. High floating kick up into the trade winds, and Mason makes the fair catch at the 9-yard line. AFC will take it there with 8:42 remaining in the opening quarter. And the AFC, thanks to a Gannon to Gonzalez pass on top. 7-0 at Aloha Stadium.
ABC Sports goes strong to the hoop when UCLA travels east to take on DePaul. Lord St. John's battles rival Miami. Saturday at 3:30 Eastern.
Kurt Warner would have been in full uniform today. He's wearing the shirt, but because of the concussion and the after effects, he is not in the game. But on the NFC sideline, Eddie George is in the game right now. And running back on that 1st down, it is Gannon hitting Wycheck up to the 15-yard line. Well, the play's being called in from the bench.
Tell Rod Smith to keep it thin. Tell Rod to keep it thin.
They look like they're going to be trying to throw a post pattern to Rod Smith. Gruden said, tell him to keep it thin. That means stay away from the safety. Keep it to the outside.
Is Gruden covering his mouth because he thinks they're trying to steal the plays from the other side?
Absolutely. Here's Gannon. Can he keep it thin to Smith? The catch is made, but not by Smith, by Frank Wycheck. All the way up at the 30-yard line for a 16-yard gain.
That's because he got great pass protection. Gannon has to come off Smith, who's on the deep post there, and he gets the underneath route to Wycheck with a beautiful catch over the middle against Robert Griffin. Frank Wycheck led the Titans in receiving again, and this is his 3rd straight Pro Bowl.